Hello, everyone. Welcome to Under the Wing. I am your host, Andrew Wingard, and I am extremely grateful that you are sharing your time with me today. I am excited that I get the opportunity to share with you the experiences and stories from all walks of life. Gather around and let's begin. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Under the Wing. I'm your host, Andrew Wingard, and we got my brother with me today, man. TaReef KnockOut. What's going on with you, brother?
Yeah, what's good, bro? Long time no see, man.
Long time no speak, man. And
What's up? What's
I
up?
know you're busy, man. And so, I appreciate you taking time to connect with me and catch
Yeah,
up.
no doubt.
It's been what? The last time we probably seen each other, what, 2000, 2007, 2008?
2008, yeah, 2008, 2009. Not oh nine, no, yeah, definitely like yeah, oh eight,
Probably
yeah,
08. Yeah,
maybe.
yeah.
Yeah,
Man,
yeah,
man,
bro.
it's been a long time, man.
Yeah,
But,
man.
I wanted to have you on for more than one reason. Over the years, we've been apart, man, but I've been watching your journey as a musician, and I've enjoyed listening to the music, brother, and it's been good,
Thank you,
man.
bro. Thank you, bro.
And I
Appreciate that.
also selfishly been following you in the Florida State tirades. I know
Yes, sir.
I know
Yes,
you've been
sir.
giving them boys heat, man.
Yeah, always. You're trying to get right the ship right now, man. We've been struggling the last couple of years. The boys hopefully get it right.
Yeah, man. So before we
Yeah,
get
yeah.
before we get too deep in the convo, man, let's talk Florida State, man. Where does that love and passion come from?
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, just growing up, my pops hooped at Florida State. So that's where it originally started, just my love for FSU, just being around the basketball team. I was a ball boy when I was like 5 or 6 years old, like growing up to probably like third grade. So I was always at the games and just, being in that environment, wearing his practice jersey.
Yeah.
So yeah, bro, it take me way back, man. So and it's like my love for football too. That just kind of transitioned with that, man. So
Yeah.
I've been a nose since the get go.
Yeah, from the beginning,
Yeah,
bro. What was it
yeah, no
like, man,
doubt.
having a pops play at, a high level like that?
I was dope. I mean, it gave me something to aspire and look up to. That was my goal and my dream. Was to play at Florida State. Wear that number 4. So that was a dream of mine. But things didn't really work out like that. But you just got to keep moving and see what life is, what's really meant for you. So
Yeah,
I feel like we on the right path now. It's just a different journey, but the dreams stay the same. It's just you just got to put in a different focus with it.
exactly, man. So, I'm curious for a couple reasons within the Tallahassee, man, life in Florida State. What's been to date your favorite Florida State memory?
Oh, I have to say 2013, no doubt, bro. When we won the national championship with Jameis Winston, that team
Okay.
went undefeated. And it's just pretty clear too because it was just 8 years ago, 9 years ago. But yeah, that was my favorite time of recent date because we've
Yeah.
been down for we've been down for about 5 6 years.
Yeah. It's been a
And then
little
two,
minute, man. It's been a little minute.
yeah, man,
So who
yeah,
y'all got?
bro.
Is
So
Tiger still there?
no. Tiger got fired in 2020. Tiger got fired. We got Mike Norvell now. So this
Okay.
this gonna be this gonna be Norvell third year. He kind of came in funky with the pandemic, and then
Right.
last year was like his first real year. So yeah, the season kick off next month, and then got Deck with knees. Then we got a big one versus LSU.
Okay.
So yeah, that'll really tell like what's the season going to be like for us. If they how they do versus that LSU
That's at is
team.
that at the crib or it's in Baton Rouge?
No, it's a neutral game, bro. So they're gonna be over in the Superdome.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I may end up going up there. I don't know yet, but yeah, it should be a fun time.
Nice. Nice,
Yeah.
man. And so being that you're from that area, man, and so I'm curious, man, in terms of Tallahassee, you got three things. Somebody might be coming to Tallahassee for a game or a weekend to see
Yeah.
family or friends. What are three things that they absolutely have to do when they visit the city?
For sure. I mean, it's a beautiful small town, bro. Like it's the capital, it's home. But definitely, check out Florida State game if you go in there. Highly recommend going to FAMU too. I mean, you get the best of both worlds. Like when FSU and FAMU both got home games, and it's kind of like split in time where you can like check out one or one about to end. You can go over there, like you can really experience like FAMU.
Yeah,
And no doubt, going to FSU game is dope. But yeah, man, it's nothing like FAMU as well, bro. Like during homecoming,
yeah.
it's out of this world. So,
Okay, okay.
yeah, but yeah, you got College Town. So like you can hit up College Town. You go to FSU, College Town. You got like Mad So down there. It's a little popular spot right
Yeah.
there on the corner. FAMU side, you got Olene's. A lot of people hit that up, historic spot. I shot
Okay.
my album cover at Olene's for Eggs for breakfast.
Okay.
Um, yeah. So that's a nice soul food spot that people hit up too.
Nice. Nice,
Yeah,
man. That's
yeah,
dope. Appreciate you sharing those tips, man. I'm surprised T-Pain ain't got no he ain't got a museum down there, man, because
yeah.
Pain
Yeah,
was legendary for our group, bro.
yeah, no doubt, bro. We was there. We saw Sprung, and we watched Payne take off, and ascend the way he is now. As a living legend in my eyes.
Yeah.
I got to meet him in 2019 up in Brooklyn, so it's
Wow.
really just kind of like planting that seed, and we chopped it up for a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just a grind. It just takes a minute for things to unfold. But that was dope to
Yeah.
experience that. Yeah, my homie, shout out my homie Matt. He actually just made a mural for Payne over like in Railroad. Yeah, he's pretty dope, like graffiti artist and everything.
Nice.
Um, yeah, so he got a mural, but yeah, man, shout out to Payne, man,
Man.
Tallahassee boy.
Legend,
Yeah,
man. Legend out
yeah,
here, man. So let's
facts,
jump into
facts.
this convo, man. And so
Yeah.
I'm curious. I know you were at the Kendrick concert the
Oh
other day,
man,
man. How was that, man?
yeah,
I remember the first time I heard Money Trees in the club, and
yeah.
it was like nobody really knew who Kendrick was at that time, and
Word.
it was like, who was this? I'm like, yeah, bro, this thing nice.
Yeah. Nah, shout out K Dot, man. It was like, to be honest, bro, like it was so mind blowing to me to see that just how great of an artist Kendrick is and like the respect I have for him. So I left like truly just inspired. Just
Yeah,
like wow, like, to see that, being a fan from like 2012 all the way up now, and having a chance to actually see him like perform like that on a world tour, and to seeing the fans, how they respond and react to him in the crowd. Yeah, I was just looking at it too, like, just seeing the type of the demographic that he had. Like it was so many different types of people coming to his shows, and I feel like my music is similar
yeah,
to that niche or that crowd. So it was just like wow, like you know some of these people could really tap in to what I'm doing, and but it just takes a grind. That's all
yeah.
it is. But it's like eventually, bro, like just seeing like wow, like this is possible. Just got to keep going down the path. Certain doors will keep opening.
Right. Yeah, I agree, man. I definitely agree that your music is universal. The vibe of your music is universal. You know what I mean? And it's such a
Thank you, bro.
mellow vibe, man, and you can connect on every area. And so, tell
Appreciate
tell
it,
us
man.
tell us a little bit about TaReef, man. Who is TaReef Knockout?
Yeah, man. TaReef KnockOut, bro. Started around like '09, 2010, sort of say. I was in JUCO, and just really trying to figure out exactly like what I wanted to do, like, with basketball being what it was at that time. And it felt like a natural connection. Like I felt comfortable doing it at the time. It just felt like something I should do. And really it just start off just writing songs, like beat jacking a bunch of Drake tracks, and getting YouTube copyrighted and all that.
Right.
And yeah, listening to Wiz. So I mean that's really like where my like earliest inspiration came from, just listening to Wiz, a lot of Wiz and Drake. And then of course, always being a fan of hip hop, it always connected, with sports, with basketball.
Right.
Shit, back at Chris, we used to bump them Wayne tapes.
Hey, low key, I'm
Hey,
kind of sick though now that we
bro,
what 15 years
yeah,
away, and it's like you got Jaren on the drums, and I'm like, we
yeah.
ain't getting no freestyle from you, bro. It's like we ain't get that
But
connection.
yeah, bro, I wasn't even like rapping like that. And then so it's like that's what I say, it just kind of came out of nowhere. So I mean, shout out
Right,
my brother Jaron because he was when I had like wrote something, I had played something. He was on the phone. He's like, "Yo, that's dope." I was like, "For real?" He's like, "Yeah." And like I trust his music opinion like over
right,
like a lot over everything. So hearing him say something like that, even like years ago, like he had that faith in me and he saw the potential then.
right.
So yeah, like he's helped out a lot along the way for real.
That's awesome, man. So that you mentioned that you weren't rapping then, but then a few years later you pick up the mic and you start dabbling in it. What was the inspiration behind it?
Really just like life, bro. Like just what I was going through at the time, and it was just a way for me to just get stuff off my chest. And when I was working, like so I was between jobs trying to figure out school. I was at McDonald's, like I was like, man, what the hell going on, bro? And like like I met the homie Mike there. It was like, sometimes you meet people and like it feels like a deja vu moment. And then that's like when I met him at McDonald's. So it was a reason I was placed there. And that was the plant that seed of the music. So I would go to his crib every day. We'd get off work and I just go over there, just be like knocking out tracks. So he was like, bro, I'm gonna start calling you KO. And I was like, word. I was like, that's kind of dope. And it gave me like a different moniker because I went like J Made like on the hoop side.
Yeah,
So it gave me a chance to have like an alter ego sort of say. And then when I looked up KO, it was just pretty like too generic. Like you go on Google, type in KO, like you just see a whole bunch of different artists. So I needed something that would like stand out or like would like resonate with people. They hear it, they're gonna like look up, like, okay, who's that? So then I added TaReef like in 2011, 2012.
okay,
So it became TKO. So that's what the whole TaReef thing means rare or uncommon in Arabic. So I
yeah,
felt like that was my style. Like that's my approach to this music game, to this music industry. I'm bringing something rare and uncommon, blended in with a lot of different artists that I look up to and respect and got continue to get inspiration from daily.
right. Oh, that's
Yeah,
dope.
man.
That's dope, man. So I was listening to On McCourt, preparing
Yeah, yeah,
for
for
today,
sure.
man, and I can't remember what track I was listening to, but you mentioned the struggle is real, and so I'm
Oh
curious.
yeah, that's believe
Uh,
it or not.
believe it or not, that's what it was. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
so on the chorus, and
yeah.
I'm curious, man, as you made that transition from you know being an athlete and then going and dabbling into being a musician and kind of managing life, man. What was that transition like?
It was interesting, bro. It's been a beautiful struggle, and that's where like believe it or not came from. Like the struggle, real man. We all been through a lot, and I mean that's just like the facts of it, bro. Like
Yeah,
we're experiencing life. I don't have it all figured out, but I'm trying my best daily, man. I fall short all the time, but I figure like the more we experience, and as long as you have a dream and a passion and have faith in what you're doing, things can work out in the end. So
yeah,
like that's really like the biggest thing for me is like I'm gonna start this music thing and I just ain't gonna stop. I'm just gonna keep going and see what happened with it.
yeah,
So yeah, that was my biggest thing is like when I started is like, okay, I see I see where like all the goats are at. I see the Jay-Z's, the Wayne, like Lupe, Wiz Cole, all these different guys. And I'm like, how can I get there? And it's not as easy as people think. Like they look at it and like, oh, okay, I can do that, or I can obtain that. But it's really a lot of work you gotta put in. It's a lot of days in, days out. Um so yeah, just finding that and learning my pace. Early on I started one way, and then I've learned to be smarter with the grind. You gotta hustle smart.
right, right.
Yeah,
Smarter, man. No, that's
yeah,
good. You touched on
yeah.
something there, and so let's jump into that idea because we talked a little bit, off the record, and I shared a little bit about why this podcast was created. And, I shared that during my professional career, I've noticed at times like, man, this reminds me of basketball. Like this what I did during the grind really helped me during this time because it reminds me of that. So I'm curious
No
from
doubt.
the musician perspective, have you had any of those moments and could you share, some of those moments in relation to, being a basketball player and athlete?
Oh yeah, I mean absolutely, and bro, you already know too. Just when it came to hoop, I mean we was getting up early, practicing, for hours, and you getting them repetition in, you getting them shots in. So I treat it like that, with when it come to writing and my repetition and just it's like you getting them shots up. You got to stay in the gym,
Yeah.
and it just comes with consistency. So you working on your handle, you got weak points you feel you can work on. But I mean, we striving every day towards that. So it's definitely a grind, and and it comes with wins and losses too. So I
Right.
look at it from that, like people seeing me post my wins, but they not seeing all the L's behind the scenes. It's like,
Right. Right.
it'd be a lot of L's, and I mean that just come with it because it's not an easy it's not an easy game. As far as to get into the industry, and people might look at it, like, oh, TaReef blew up overnight. Once it get to that point, like, oh, he came out and he just blew up overnight. It's like, like, he really been putting in work. If you go back and look, so you got, like you said, Old McCourt, local rappers before that. Eggs for Breakfast just came out.
Right.
I put out the EP and album before that, and just like singles between. So it's a constant grind to get to that one shining moment, like we was talking about, bro.
Right.
So we all striving in life to have that championship moment. It just sometimes it takes longer for others than it do for somebody else.
Right.
But yeah, you gotta put that work in.
For sure, man. So I know, some folks might know Tariq just as the artist, but I know him as the hooper. Uh,
Yeah, yeah,
the
for sure.
the shooter. Uh,
Yeah,
so I'm curious, man. Does that I know at one point in time you were like the all time 3-point record holder for your high school at Lincoln.
yeah.
I know the game's changed, man. Is that still there, or is the game changed? So
I was the lethal lefty, bro. The southpaw with it. Mr. Ambidextrous on him. Nah, nah, but that's funny though, because like a lot of people wouldn't know, like they know now, like, oh yeah, he just on the music thing, but like no, I was like
right,
really out here getting buckets at
straight up,
Lincoln, man. Shout out
straight
my
up.
Trojans. They got a whole new coach, and they done cleaned the gym out and took pictures down and everything. So
What?
yeah, I don't even know if the record still holds, but I'm gonna still claim it
Yeah,
because because my Umi got the plaque. She got the plaque at the crib that say I'm the all-time record holder.
yeah,
So until I see another until I see whatever, I'm
yeah.
like, all right, I
It's
got that. So
right,
yeah,
right. The
yeah,
reason I was
yeah,
asking, man, as you know, we've watched the game over the years, man, and this 3-point game is just
yeah,
unreal. Like it's, you know what I mean? I don't think nobody's gonna be able to hold a record 3-point wise just because the amount of shots that are going up. Like,
yeah,
you know what I
yeah.
mean? So I was curious about that. But I was asking that because, going back to that basketball scenario in terms of confidence, and you talked about it, you alluded to it a little bit, and just
Yeah.
the amount of work that you have to put in, the amount of work you put in to be an all-time 3-point shooter, like that ain't
Uh,
something that just happens overnight, you know what I mean?
yep,
And
yep.
and then if people really looked into, TaReef and the publicity that you've been getting, man, that didn't come overnight. You know what I mean? What are some of those confidence wins that you had as a musician that kind of helped you kind of continue to grow and get better?
Yeah, definitely, bro. Like I've seen it. I've seen my confidence grow over time, and that it just comes with practice and just the consistency, putting in the work. Just writing and getting better with having better like beat selection or whatnot or songwriting. But I would say like my first like real thing was like the Tallahassee Democrat, and I was like 2017, and that's when I did a song for Florida State, the
Yeah.
first one, And seeing when I got some notoriety for that, it's like, oh wow, like even though I felt like the shoes I was stepping into was a little too big at the time, it's like it's like, all right, they writing this, but it just manifests in that moment. Because they saying, not me with the potential to be like the next Grammy Award winner out of Tallahassee, like T-Pain. And like, wow, like this like 5 years ago. It's like I ain't nowhere
Right.
near that. I feel like as a Grammy artist, or with my style and everything, but it's like, all right, like that was preparing me for this moment.
Yeah.
And to look back. So like, the opportunity presented itself, like, wow, like I post that, like, and they said this back then, and then look how it done came, how it's become true.
That's
So yeah,
great.
yeah, bro. So I think with that, and then like, seeing, having other articles and things like across the world, and just, people be able to connect with my music in France and like in Germany, Brazil, Amsterdam, like just seeing all them different type of write-ups. It's like, wow, like these people like connecting with my music all across the world.
Yeah.
And that's on a small scale right now, but it's still big to me because I'm looking at it like, all right, it's only a matter of time, for it really pop. And then now it's like, all right, now the whole world, paying attention. It's a
Right.
fraction of the world paying attention right now, but it's just like, all right, you just got to keep going, and then eventually it'll come to that moment.
That's awesome, man. So I'm curious, man. What was that feeling like? You hear your song over the speakers in at the stadium. What was that first time you hear it? What describe to me that
Yeah,
feeling, man.
I was sitting there, and then I was like, man, that sounds like my song. And yeah, it's like 80,000 people there, bro. People just kind of drinking their drinks and eating food or whatever during the timeout. But I was like, wow, like man, that I've never had that many people at one time, hear my song.
Wow.
So it's just like, wow, yeah, bro. It was, I mean, it was a surreal feeling. It was dope to me because it's like, all right, like people really connecting with this. So I got a chance. I really
Right.
got a chance with this music thing. And like I said, I mean, I don't have it all figured out right now, but those just those are little monumental moments that you need to like keep pursuing you to what you're trying to do. Like
Right.
you gotta have those moments along the grind. Otherwise, you'd be like, all right, this may not be for me. But to have opportunity like that is like, all right, cool. Like we're gonna put that one on this shelf and look at it and then celebrate and then get right back to work.
Yeah, man. That's special, man. And congrats on that. And so
Thank you, bro.
what I want, if you don't mind, sharing, because like you said, that those wins, that kind of win, comes doesn't come to everybody. So
Or
what I would like you to do is, talk about, there might be, an artist that's coming up or somebody that's been in the game for a while, and they haven't had that kind of success. You know what I mean? So, I'm curious if you can, elaborate a little bit on the beginning struggle, you know what I mean, and some advice that you would share with an artist that's, maybe hasn't hit that peak or hasn't had that opportunity to build confidence. What advice would you share with them?
yeah. I mean, I look at it like it's really like no direct formula, how to make it in the music business or music industry or what people trying to do. Is just you just gotta keep going. I've had a lot of moments where I felt like, man, like I don't even know if this gonna work out, but just having that, ultimate belief at the end of the day, and keeping your faith strong too,
Yeah.
um, that thing's gonna work out, for the better good. So yeah, bro, that's what I would tell him.
Yeah.
You gotta have a dream, you gotta put in the work, and you gotta have a little luck with it too. So I've had some luck along the way, and it's just being ready for the right moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's my biggest thing is just like, all right, you just gotta just keep going
Yeah.
at the end of the day. Yeah, man, because
Facts, man. So
yeah.
can you, do you mind, can you share a time where you got to a point where you were like, man, I'm done. I'm not doing this.
Yeah, I would say like 2012 or so, because I had put out a couple mixtapes by that point, like on Dat Piff, and I'm like hitting up mad people, like I'm spamming, sending all kind of emails, I'm getting blocked on Twitter. I'm getting blocked by DJs and all kind of promoters. Like, man, y'all need to listen. Like I'm the hottest out right now. And y'all need to listen. You don't even know what you're missing out on. It's like 10 years, 10, 11 years ago, bro. I was like wild and young in the game.
Right.
But yeah, like at that point, like I put out a couple of mixtapes, like Fight Night Volume 1 came out, and I just thought that was like my like best stuff. I'm like, man, ain't nowhere I'm gonna top this. And I'm looking at it now. I hear that I would cringe like listening to it. But yeah, man, it was. I'm like, damn, Jay-Z ain't hit me up, Wayne ain't hit me up. So I moved to Texas. I moved to Texas with Jaron. So we out there, in Dallas Fort Worth area, and so yeah, man. At that point, like I wasn't even like putting out no music or anything. I was just trying to
Right.
like figure out, like, all right, like I still want to be a rapper, but I wasn't putting out music, and it just nothing was clicking at that time.
Yeah.
And then it came to a point I didn't realize. I was naive to the fact that it's so many people that want to be artists, so many people that want to be rappers, and I'm like, dog, like, damn, like it's like, how am I gonna cut through this?
Yeah.
'Cause it's just like in hoop, like it's a lot of people with hoop dreams that want to make it to the league, and then like I just had to sit back and be like, all right. Once I started back up, I went to Full Sail. I studied music business there for a little bit, and then I was like, okay, once I put out this music, so like 2016, it's been a consistent grind since. Like I haven't stopped. So it's been like 6 straight years. And like Jaron be saying it too. Like he said, it take like 10. Like it's always
Yeah.
that 10 year mark. And so if I didn't stop in 2012, should we be at the 10 year mark right now? But
Right.
it's like I had to experience life. I had to go through certain things to like build character, keep continue to build me as an artist. So yeah, man,
That's powerful.
it was it was at that point I was like, all right, I don't know, but now it's like, all right, so I'm 6 years in, 7 years in, and it just stay in the course and like just gotta trust the process at this point. That's how I
That's
look
it.
at it.
That's awesome,
Yeah,
man. I appreciate you sharing that, man. I took from that, that building character. Like you have to go through that. Like you have to go
yeah,
through that. You know what I mean?
yeah,
To get to where you are right now, man. So thank you so much for sharing that story, man. And
yeah.
so as we wrap up, man, I end the show the same for everybody. And so I'm big on giving people their roses.
Word, word.
And if preferably those who are still alive, you know what I mean. And so what I would like you to do is give that rose to somebody today that's been influential in your life or your career, that's just been that person for you. Just one person. If you have two, feel free to share, but wanted to see if you can get that rose out today.
Yeah, yeah, man. It'd only be right, to shout out my brother Jaron. We both met at Caris, and it was, it was just like again, it was one of them things. Like when I said when I met Mike, at McDonald's, it's kind of like one of them moments. Like we just had like so much in common. Both birthdays being in December, and like we like the same team, like Florida State and UNC, the Lakers, like all that. So,
Right.
yeah, man. So my brother Jaron, I wouldn't. I wouldn't be where I'm at musically or, really as a person, like, without him in my life, pushing me, continue, just being a great friend, man, just somebody that you really can depend on as that person, dog. So I know he's helped me out a lot along the way, behind the scenes with,
Right.
with this music thing and, just in life in general. So, if I had one person, shout out my brother, Jared Davis and
Yeah.
Perfect Fitness. Yeah,
Yeah, man.
man.
Shout out to Jaron, man. Shout out to
Yeah, yeah,
my brother, man.
you done had him on here. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah,
So,
yeah. So, man, what I would like you to do now, man, these last couple minutes, take some time, man. How can people find out more about TaReef?
yeah, well, all my social medias, everything across the board, TaReef KnockOut, TaReef KnockOut. I'm on Facebook, I'm on Twitter, on Instagram. My latest project, Eggs for Breakfast, is out now. Working on some new music. I also have a website with merchandise. If people wanted to, support that way. So yeah, man, just representing for Tallahassee. Um, all across the world, man. So it's always going to start from there and then go out. So
That's it, man. Shout out to Tallahassee,
yeah,
man. Hey, it's small town. It's small town on eggs for breakfast.
yeah,
Yeah, that's
small
what I thought.
town eggs for breakfast. Yeah,
That's what,
yeah,
that's
for
that's
sure,
that's
man.
by far probably my favorite track that you put out,
Uh,
bro.
th- Thank you, bro. Thank you. Thank you, man. I appreciate that,
Straight
dog.
up, man. Well, I
Yes, sir.
appreciate you, brother, man. You know, I'm proud of you, man, and I'm proud to see all the things that you're accomplishing as a musician. And you know, I appreciate you taking time to connect with me today.
Oh yeah, Ron. Appreciate you, bro. And I've been watching you as well, man. So likewise, bro. The grind is real, and people definitely appreciate what you're doing, not only for your community, but for athletes across the world, for people across the world that that need something that they can aspire to be. So I mean, you that person, bro. So keep doing your thing as well, bro.
Much love. Thank you so much for listening to Under the Wing. I hope you enjoyed the conversation. If you enjoyed today's show and you would like to support the podcast, tell a friend or two, share on social media, or leave a rating and review. You can follow me on Instagram at Under the Wing with Andrew. Again, thank you for listening, and I'll see you next time.